So hey there again. Hi boys and girls and all those things in between, or whatever you want to call yourself. This is a vlog. If you've noticed, you know, I've been a little bit loud. I've got multiple things I want to talk about this week. Multiple is in three, but we'll just go ahead and make this straight away because I want to try to get to. I've got other things I want to record and I want to try to put this up. Why? Why? What would I say? Why? Whilst I'm rendering this and putting it up on the internet so I can have something for the Sunday. Seeing as though it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm under a time schedule, which is great. I feel good about that, I do. And, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, I really don't. But, okay, I have a few things I want to talk about. Well, one of the biggest things that happened to me this week, which I absolutely hate, has to be the fact that I had my very first car wreck, and it was very disappointing. I was very upset with myself, and I couldn't believe that I'd actually done it because I've always prided myself on being such a great driver. But I just ended up making just a bad decision because it was just bad. To give you an idea, I'll put this down here in front of the monitor where the monitor used to sit. I've actually moved. Actually, looking over there, I'm looking at myself again because the monitors are different. But I actually moved the monitor a little bit further this way and out so I can actually try to do a little bit better, try to optimize my setup. And you might notice that the webcam's just a little bit better with the frame rate because I turned off what Logitech calls right light, which makes it like averages out the right perspective, make sure the light's right in the video and all that. But I feel like it's okay, and you'll see it from now on in the rest of my videos. But back on to what I was actually going to talk about. Yeah, I ended up having a car wreck, and it wasn't very fun. I mean, nobody got hurt, so that's the best part about it. But yeah, I've been driving since, like, my parents would put me on their lap, and they'd let me play with the wheel, and they'd let me, like, drive we used to live up a hollow, and they'd let me drive with me sitting in their lap, and that was when I was, like, in single digits sometimes. You know, it's not exactly legal, but, you know, my parents wanted me to make sure that I knew how to operate a vehicle correctly. And I feel like I pretty much do. I mean, I used to drive for work. Like, I used to drive a van full of kids and pick them up from school and all that stuff. So, and I'm about to do that again, which I might talk about later if I actually end up doing it. But anyway, I was pulling out of our driveway. And the driveway, when I say driveway, I mean like rural road I live on. And it was like any other day. I was still getting used to work, and it was the second day of work. And I was just thinking in my own head. I wasn't in a very good mood. I was kind of down on myself. I was kind of inside my own head, and I'm usually still quite aware when I drive like that. But I got to the end of the road. It's 2 miles on this rural road that I go. It's gravel, and then there's a 2-lane road of pavement that goes out to the left and then goes to the main road. And I pulled over to the furthest I could to the left, pointing outwards. I looked right at this person because I hit a 78-year-old grandmother. She goes out once a month for groceries, and it just made me feel even worse. I had a mental breakdown. I had a emotional breakdown when I came to that, and I was, it was so good. I'd recommend the experience greatly. I feel better about it now. I'm not going to give myself a hard time about it because I did all I could. Nobody got hurt. People were people. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, so. Anyway, I was pulling out of the driveway, or pulling out of this rural road, I mean, and I look at this person, do not see her. She's in a white 2001 Toyota Corolla, and she just came back from the store. She's not even wearing real shoes. She's wearing like those cute grandma shoes, you know, the kind that are like the kind of house shoes, but you can still go out in them, and your sweatpants. It's just this very sweet, very old, just a very sweet, very old lady, and I look right at her. I don't see her. I look this way. I don't see her. I don't register her. I look back to my right. See nobody's coming. Notice there's nobody coming. And usually when I pull out, I look back. I'll make sure there's back because when you're pulling out to the right, there's a mountain there. There's a big tall like bank that the road bends behind. So when it goes, the road bends towards our road, then bends back to the left, and then goes over to the right, over to the left, and then bends back to the right behind this hillside. So I want to make sure people won't hit me. Well, little did I know that I was the one that would be hitting someone. and it wasn't very fast. I just pulled out a little bit, and the car was just awful. The Corolla was just, it went from the very headlight all the way back to the mid level of her door, and I couldn't believe it. It astonished me. I've never felt that experience of a car like tearing into another vehicle, and it was just, it felt surreal. It felt like it didn't happen. It took me forever. It still doesn't feel real. Like it's one of those things that I had never been even close to an accident before. Like I had been always watchful. I've driven around 10, 15 kids before, large vehicles, and here I am in like a little two-door Acura. And anyway, she pulls over. We exchange information, call the cops, make sure the incident's reported, and I have an emotional breakdown. And this poor sweet old lady is just like asking me if I'm okay. Are you all right? It's okay. Everybody, nobody's perfect. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like I hit my grandmother. My grandmother's 81. She's going on 82, and I couldn't have hit a more sweet old lady, and I just feel so bad. And I'm laughing about it now because it's the only way I'm trying to process it. I've mostly processed it now, but I want to make sure that I don't hold myself to a higher standard than I should, because all that's going to do is it's that kind of destructive thought process does nothing constructive. Like, it doesn't do anything for you. So I'm trying my best not to look at it in a way of, beating myself up about as much as I can. Now, it is valid. There are things about it that are valid, and I understand that, but I don't want to, if I keep harping on myself about it and I just give myself a reason to kick myself, and Lord knows I've done that my entire life, is find a way to kick myself. But I'm really trying not to do that anymore. So it's a work in progress. I did end up totaling her vehicle. And mine's totaled too, but it's totaled because my car didn't cost much in the first place, even though it was a nice vehicle. We got it from a friend, and it didn't cost much anything, but we're still going to repair it. I'm still repairing my car. I love red. It's my red Acura. I love red. Red's been good to me, and just like Malcolm Reynolds said in Firefly, love will keep a ship in the air, or for me, on the road, when it should have fallen out of the sky, or it should have been off the road years ago. So I'm not going to abandon my car. My car is my car. But hopefully we get handled with that with insurance. And they're saying it's not going to be that severe. And it's funny. I live in a smallish area, and everyone kind of knows my dad. And all his friends were asking me about it. Like, people not even involved with this were like, "Hey, is your son all right?" And he's pretty upset about what happened with the car. And I was like, I really appreciate that, but I would like to not everybody know about it. But I mean, I'm human. I messed up. Where'd that paper go? Okay, next thing on this wonderful list, adjusting to work. That's been fun. That kind of ties into the car wreck thing. I had went down there, and I was finding out just how unhealthy I was, because I was going and working maybe 3 and 4 hours a week, like 4 hours a day, and I was coming back and my legs were just sore. You remember that vlog I did on Monday or Tuesday? Like, I put it up on Wednesday, I think. And oh yeah, there was a whole 2 videos last week, and I felt really good about that. I felt really awesome about that. That really did a lot for me. Yeah, last week was a flexing muscles of sharpening my blade in a lot of places, and it's still an ongoing process now, but work's going well now. All last week we were at a school. We were meeting in a grade school instead of the building that's usually ours, and the grade school finally had put enough constraints on us to where we're like, "Whoa, okay, we've got to go back to the building now. We can't stay there anymore." So we're back tomorrow with kids in our own building, under our own jurisdiction, under our own credence, and we'll be running that soon. I'll be running the computer lab, because that's the most natural sense for me, as well as being the second most veteran person there running it, because everybody else there is new except for the unit director. So I get to run tomorrow. She's not going to be there tomorrow, so I'm the one in charge, and I'm looking forward to that, because I know maybe a handful of the kids' names by now. That's about it. So it's quite interesting. And I don't even know if I'll be able to get up into the second floor that has the computer lab and the teen room and the little kids room and stuff. We might just be ended up with like the gym on the back of the building and like the main common area. And if you were to imagine like a 70s firehouse, basically that would be, if you imagine that in your mind, and maybe with a few new things and a hodgepodge of like old donated things and donated TVs and furniture and all that stuff, you pretty much picture an accurate depiction of this place. So that's fun. And I'm really trying to find a way. I was wanting to record all this weekend, excuse me, and try to have stuff I could edit every day so I could put it up. But that didn't work because I felt bad, and I'm also having trouble trying to balance this thing in my mind. It's like I've kind of put this wall up for myself, and I don't know why. It's like there's this hurdle that I've fabricated for myself when it comes to making videos, and it's very frustrating because I do this to myself after I get. It's almost like the first initial time I do something, I'm very nervous about it, and then after the very next sensation I have for a little while is very comfortable and like relaxed almost. Like I feel like I've got the hang of it and I'm like kind of loose. But then for some reason my personality or who I am, it makes me like think that I'm doing something wrong because I'm not nervous. So it makes me think that I'm doing something wrong or I'm not doing it well enough. And then I put this like, it builds this artificial hill for me to just to try to conquer when there's actually nothing there, and it's a boulder in my way that I build for myself that I shouldn't. But it's an ongoing process, and I'm not giving up on this. I don't want to. It's on my mind every single day, more than it is my job, more than it is anything else. And I really want this to happen. I'm really trying to make this work. I've kind of neglected the Facebook page all this week, but I mean, I'm just posting there to myself just for like practice, I guess, for right now. Unless I want to post, like, publish my stuff on, like, boost my stuff on Facebook. Like, you pay that so much money, will be an ad. But I'm like, that doesn't seem like, I don't know how I feel about that. I might do it once or twice, but I don't think I'm going to do it for, like, a mainstay thing. But we'll figure that out later. But yeah, the videos, I'm still trying to stretch my legs and try to flex my muscles when it comes to both working and trying to put out my own creative content, because I'm not used to doing so many things, if that makes sense. And I know that sounds like, oh, he's just a recluse, and I kind of am. But it's a work in progress, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. And I just want to make sure that I can feel all right enough to put effort into videos, because I don't want to put out things that are lackluster. I just feel like that's not what I want to do. I don't want to put out things that I find boring, or I don't want to have to like. I want to give genuine emotion when I play a game. I want to give genuine just who I am, or just be a positive thing. I don't want to give any kind of negative like connotation. I mean, there's a difference between I just don't want to force it. There's nothing I want to force. I don't want to be artificial. I don't want to build that kind of construct around myself, because then it becomes more of a performance than it is sharing an experience and trying to build like a kind of a relationship. And that's not the way I want to do things. But I'm just not. I don't know if I'm healthy or not yet. I'm healthy enough for it yet. And I just feel like with a little bit more time and a little bit more just getting used to being in the workflow. Now I have to get used to a completely different workflow now that we're in the same, like the old building, and actually having to clean and take care and maintain things. But I feel like it's just going to get better. It's just going to take a little time to flex the muscles, knock the dust off stuff, and we'll go from there. But sorry about last week. I know that there weren't any videos up, but I did what I could, and I just didn't feel good. And I don't know if I can promise that there's going to be stuff up every day this coming week, but I'm going to work on it, because I do have internet that's really nice, and I might be able to, if I get myself around to where I have the volition and the go-to enough to where I can record in bulk in a lot of places, I'll try to do two a day. But I don't know if it's going to be anything that's going to be in like the very, very near future, like next couple weeks, maybe in the next month or so, month or two. But not for right now. One a day is going to be something that I have to concentrate on, and something I really have to put a lot of, like, both mental and physical energy into. after work. So what's the next thing? I closed this. I took this down. I don't know why. I put this down twice and I closed it. I don't know why I closed it. Why would I close it when I'm just listing off a list? I don't know why I did that. I guess I was nervous or something. I don't know. Lack of videos. That was the last thing I talked about. So, man, that car wreck, it really did bum me out. And I don't know. Dust seems to be going well, but that's just because I've recorded one video now. One part of it was bullshit, and that made me rage. And I recorded one thing yesterday. I was supposed to start recording all night last night, like 3, 4, 5 hours, and just didn't happen. I just couldn't do it, just because this one part pissed me off so much. You'll probably see it if you watch it, but after that, I have a few of those itch.io games that I talked about in the last vlog. That's not been really that long ago now that I think about it, but it has been a week since I've recorded it, so I don't know. I need to start catching up and start doing better. But I don't know. Working on it. Dust's gonna go well. I want to get into Dead Space. I want to get into. I'm gonna cut that out because I don't want to tell people that I'm getting into that. Well, I'll go ahead and leave that in. I don't know. I've never played it before. I guess I'll leave that in. But I'm going to start playing Dead Space. I've never played any horror games. Horror games literally freak me out just by watching them and even watching Let's Plays of them. And they literally terrify me. So, I don't know how that's going to go, but, you know, I think that's about it. See ya. Bye. Get out of here. What the fuck are you still doing here?